Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We begin in the name of Almighty Allah, the most magnificent, the ever merciful. We glorify Him, we praise Him, and of course we elevate His name as He ought to be elevated. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I extend to you the eternal and the universal salutation of peace. May the peace, blessings and mercies of Almighty Allah be upon you. A most pleasant good morning going out to you on this beautiful Friday morning. It is of course the day of Jum'ah.
It's 5:01 a.m.
The most blessed day of the week. On that note, how has your week been thus far? I hope all is well. What expectations do you have? What plans do you have for the upcoming weekend? As I always do, I pray that you are healthy, well, safe and sound, enjoying a period of happiness,
It's
well-being,
5:02 a.m.
prosperity. And of course, you can reach out to me via the WhatsApp number 2994103. I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Safraz Ghani, here in your company once again on this auspicious and holy day of Friday, the day of Jum'ah, right here in Trinidad and Tobago. And to you I say, may the peace, blessings and mercies of Almighty Allah be upon you. All praises are due to Almighty Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the magnificent, the merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. Oh Allah, it is you do we worship, and from you only do we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed your favor, not the path of those who have evoked your anger, nor the path of those who have gone astray. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Today's Islamic date is the 25th day in the month of Dhul Hijjah, and we are of course currently in the very last month of the year. Today being the 25th day of that particular month, we have now gone by the Hajj period, and we're now coming towards the end of this very special month, and also the end of the year as well. That year being 1444 according to the Islamic calendar. Within a few short days, this particular year, 1444, will come to an end, and we'll be rolling over to the new year, 1445. As a matter of fact, the moon, to bring to an end this month and also this year, will be looked for on the upcoming Tuesday, or the evening of Tuesday, the 18th of July. The new moon will be looked for, and of course, if the moon is sighted, the month as well as the year will come to an end. If the moon is not sighted, we'll have one extra day, which will be Wednesday, the 19th of July. Thereafter, the year will come to an end, the month will come to an end, and like I mentioned before, we'll be rolling over to the new year, 1445. So however which way you look at it, next week we will be welcoming in the new year, 1445. Of course, we pray that Almighty Allah continues to bless us with life, health and strength, that we can hold on to the opportunities of life that are given to us. Today also coincides with the second Friday in the month of July 2023. And as we're getting ready now to commence the holy day of Jum'ah here in Trinidad and Tobago, allow me now to take the opportunity to officially welcome you live on air, on the internet, and of course live on Facebook as well, for this weekly program titled Soul Inspirations. Your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment. By all means, do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. This is Soul Inspirations, and I'm yours truly, Imam Safraz Ghani.
رقت عيناي
شوقا ولطيبة ذرفت عشقا فأتيت إلى حبيبي فاهدأ يا قلب ورفقا صلي على محمد السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله يا رسول الله قلب بالحق تعلق وبغار حراء تألق يبكي يسأل خالقه فأتاه الوحي فأشرق اقرأ اقرأ يا محمد السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله يا رسول الله يا طيبة جئتك صبا لرسول الله محبا بالروضة سكنت روحي وجوار الهادي محمد يا طيبة جئتك صبا لرسول الله محبا بالروضة سكنت روحي وجوار الهادي محمد السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله يا رسول الله You're tuned into Soul Inspirations on 103.1 FM with yours truly, Imam Safraz Ghani. And as always, I must say it's an absolute honor and a personal pleasure to be in your company. Thank you so much for your company this morning. I also want to say that the program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Adams Project Management and Construction Limited, located at number 66 Omera Industrial Estate out there in Arima. Contact number 645-8326-663-9144. Island Chicken Meats and Poultry Processors, located at number 47 Currently Savannah Road out there in Charlieville. Phone numbers 471-3850, 382-5418. Nicer Brand Products Limited of number 23 Bokal Road out there in Canupia. And of course, you can contact them on 665-3078, 665-3079, and F&A Hardware and Shopping Center, located at number 280 Rashad Douglas Road out there in Barrackport. Contact number 772778000. And of course, you can message me on the program this morning via the WhatsApp number 2994103. I also want to take the opportunity as well to say a very special salam and greetings of peace going out to Lisa Ganis from out there in Cedros. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning. Shafiza Muhammad, Assalamu alaikum, Jummah Mubarak going out to you and your family as well. Lisa from out there in Komoto, thank you so much for your message. Jummah Mubarak going out to you and your family as well. Ria from out there in Rashad Road, may Allah continue to bless you and your family as well. Pleasant good morning going out to Zulaika Khan from out there in Maharabella. Assalamu alaikum, Jummah Mubarak. May the peace, blessings and mercies of Almighty Allah be upon you. Thank you so much for being here on the program. Thank you so much, as always, for your messages. On the program this morning, we have, as always, a very, very absorbing segment lined up for you. We started off with our short inspirational segment, followed by the early morning call to prayer. As we go through the course of the program, we'll be sharing with you a few beautiful Islamic selections. Later on, however, on our lecture segment, I'll be talking about opportunity, the greatest gift. As we drop curtains and we, bring to an end 1 year of the Islamic calendar, this Friday being the very last Friday of the year 1444, and as we roll over to the new year, it's very important for us to understand the concept of opportunities and how they unfold in our lives. So by all means, do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. This is Soul Inspirations, and I'm yours truly, Imam Safraz Gai.
पे आती है दुआ बन के तमन्ना मेरी, लब पे आती है दुआ बन के तमन्ना मेरी, जिंदगी शम्मा की सूरत हो खुदाया मेरी, जिंदगी शम्मा की सूरत हो खुदाया मेरी, हो मेरे दम से यूं ही मेरे वतन की जीनत, हो मेरे दम से यूं ही मेरे वतन की जीनत, जिस तरह फूल से होती है चमन की जीनत, जिस तरह फूल से होती है चमन की जीनत, जिंदगी हो मेरी परवान की सूरत या रब, जिंदगी हो मेरी परवान की सूरत या रब, इल्म की शम्मा से हो मुझको मोहब्बत या रब, इल्म की शम्मा से हो मुझको मोहब्बत या रब, हो मेरा काम गरीबों की हिमायत करना, दर्दमंदों से ज़ईफ़ों से मोहब्बत करना, मेरे बचाना मुझको, नेक जो राह हो उस राह पे चलाना मुझको, नेक जो राह हो उस राह पे चलाना मुझको, मेरे अल्लाह बुराई से बचाना मुझको, नेक जो राह हो उस राह पे चलाना मुझको, लब पे आती है दुआ बन के तमन्ना मेरी, जिंदगी शम्मा की सूरत हो खुदाया मेरी, लब पे आती है दुआ बन के तमन्ना मेरी, जिंदगी शम्मा की सूरत हो खुदाया मेरी.
Allah's blessings and mercies on this beautiful Friday morning. Once again, we give thanks for life. Once again, we thank Almighty Allah for all the opportunities He affords us as we continue on with another day in our lives, as we welcome the gift of a brand new day. Sometimes as we go through the course of life, life itself never seems to be the way we want it to be. But at least you can try your best to live it the best way you possibly can. There is no perfect life, and we must understand that. But as we go through the course of our life, we can try our very best to fill our lives with the perfect moments. Surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with people who see your value and people who continue to remind you of that value. And as you wake up and face another day, remember that the bravest heart is the one that stays close to the Almighty even when it is in pain. So continue to hold on to the Almighty and He will take you where you need to go. On that note, I want to say to you this morning, may Almighty Allah bless you. May He remove all challenges, hardships, and obstacles from your path. May He open all doors of mercy upon you. May He guide your footstep always. And above all, may He bless you with happiness, prosperity, strength, and the courage to face this day, to face and overcome the challenges that will come your way this day. I want to also take the opportunity as well to say a very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Knights of Brand Products Limited of number 23 Brokar Road in Canupia. Contact number 6653078, 6653079. F&A Hardware and Shopping Center located at number 280 Roshad Douglas Road out there in Barrowpore. Contact number 2778000. Island Chicken Meats and Poultry Processors located at number 47 Caroni Savannah Road out there in Charleville. Phone numbers 4713850, 3825418, and the Original Barbecue Hut Limited, located at number 85 to 89 Supera Road, Victoria Village out there in San Fernando. Phone number 6579429. I also want to take the opportunity as well to say a very special salam, greetings of peace going out to Sister Afros Ali, who has joined us on our Facebook feed live. Pleasant good morning as well going out to Betty George, Sister Jenny Ali from out there in Barrowpore. Thank you so much for joining us on our Facebook feed live. And also Brother Hameen Khan, who has also joined us on Facebook. May the peace, blessings, and mercies of Almighty Allah be with you and your families on this very, very special day. The last Friday, I should say, of the last day of Jum'ah of the year 1444. May Almighty Allah continue to bless you and yours. Coming up very, very shortly is our inspirational segment. So by all means, do keep it up to 103.1 FM. This is Soul Inspirations, and I'm yours truly, Imam Safra's Gang.
Yes, ma'am.
So this morning, I want to start off by reminding you of the story of David and Goliath, as has been mentioned in chapter 2 of the Holy Quran. So the narration goes that two armies were locked in battle. When the two armies faced each other, Goliath, this huge giant of a man, challenged any soldier from the opposing army to a single combat, as of course was the custom of battle in those days. Goliath also wanted to show off his strength and his power. The men of the opposing army were terrorized, and no one had enough courage to volunteer to face him. The king even offered the hand of his beautiful daughter in marriage to the man who would fight Goliath. But even this tempting offer did not change the deadly silence among the soldiers. And then, to everyone's surprise, a youth, a mere youth, stepped forward, a young boy. Immediately a roar of laughter echoed from the enemy's side, And even the king's men shook their head. The young man was none other than David or Dawood, as he is referred to in the Holy Quran. He quite bravely stepped forward with no armor or weapons. All he had in his possession was a single slingshot with a few pebbles in hand. The king was worried and asked him, how on earth are you going to defend yourself against this giant of a man with quite simply a sling and a couple of pebbles? David or Dawood replied that I have full trust that Almighty Allah will protect me and guide me. When Goliath set eyes on the young man who looked like a boy, he laughed loudly and said, is this the best you can put forward to challenge me? David shouted back, you may have armor, you may have your shield, you may have your sword, but my weapon is trust in the Almighty. I fear you not, and I face you in the name of Allah, the Lord of the worlds. And today you will see that it is not the sword that kills, it is not the sword that has power, but it is the will and power of Almighty Allah that reigns above everything. And so saying, he took his sling, he placed a pebble in it from his pouch, he aimed it at Goliath, and he let fly that pebble. The pebble shot forth from the sling with the speed of an arrow and hit Goliath on the head with great force. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, Goliath dropped to the ground lifeless, even before he had a chance to draw his sword. In the blink of an eye, David or Dawood became a hero overnight. The story gives us our lesson for today, and it is quite simply that when you go through life, have fear for absolutely no one. Put your full trust in the Almighty, and He definitely would guide you through. Fear. It is one of the enemy's most popular weapons that he uses against you. Worry, anxiety, fear can overwhelm you with a thick shadow of darkness, and that fear then controls your every move and your every decision. There are so many crazy things going on in the world around us today. Wars and conflicts and persecution, violence and crime, natural disasters, economic uncertainty, and the list can go on and on. As human beings living in these times, we fear for our children's future, we fear for our families, we fear for our financial future, our financial stability. Above all, we fear for our safety. Let us understand that if you put your trust in the Almighty, He will deliver you. Because reality tells us that so much of what we spend our time worrying about never really happens. As you go through life, people in this world will try to threaten you, people will try to intimidate you, people will try to frighten and bully you and pressure you and push you around. I want to say to you this morning, I want to emphasize that point. Don't fear anyone except Allah. Number two, place your trust in Almighty Allah. There are so many things going on around us in the world, and because we feel weak, we feel vulnerable, we sometimes place our reliance on people, and we think that people can help us. Now the reality is that there are so many situations in the world where not even the most powerful countries or the most powerful nations can control. And in those situations, we are reminded of Allah's power. So the question is, who really is in control? Is man in control? Or is Almighty Allah in control? The obvious answer is, of course, Almighty Allah is in total control. He knows what you are going through, and He will see you through if you believe in Him and if you trust in Him. So I say to you again, don't fear anyone but the Almighty. Remember that with Almighty Allah on your side, everything is possible, and you have absolutely nothing to fear. Who Allah blesses, no man upon the face of the earth can curse. And those who do not place their trust in the Almighty are vulnerable to many fears. They fear what others will say, they fear what people will think, what people will do, they fear the uncertainties of life, the ups and downs of everyday life, the fear of failure, and so on and so forth. People who don't trust in the Almighty, they are afraid of the negative emotion that causes anxiety and tightness, as they then anticipate an unpleasant occurrence moving forward with their lives. If you understand that nothing can harm or benefit you except with the permission and the power of Almighty Allah, then you have absolutely nothing to fear. And as you wake up every morning, say to yourself that sufficient for me is Almighty Allah, and He is the best disposer of all affairs. And with that belief, go forth each day seeking to become a good person. The rules of the game of life are quite simple. Always have full trust in the Almighty. Never ever live in fear of anything or anyone. Be conscious of what you are thinking so that you can always think positively. Do everything that you do for the sake of the Almighty. If you devote yourself, your time, and your energy to becoming a better person, then I can tell you, have no doubt, you cannot lose. May Almighty Allah grant us the courage to face all that comes in front of us every single day of our lives. And may Almighty Allah grant us the ability to keep striving to become better individuals. At this point in the program, we now go to the early morning call to prayer. The early morning call to prayer is being brought to you this morning through the kind courtesies of Absolute Investments Limited of Monroe Road in Cunupia.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على حي على حي على
A very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Absolute Investments Limited of Monroe Road in Canupia, the Price Club Supermarket located at Ramsaran Street out there in Chagonis. You can contact them on 671-7777, and Point Fortin Hardware Limited Wholesale Division located at Frederick Settlement in Caroni, phone number 662-1233-678-0857. With that being said, our lecture segment is coming up very, very shortly. By all means, keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. This is Soul Inspirations, and I'm yours truly, Imam Safraz Ghani.
The blazing fire burned like the sun, and all he claimed was God is one, and there was no one by his side. His heart was strong, his faith was right. The friend of Allah, Ibrahim knew God's promise will stand true. He said, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah is enough for me. As I stand here alone, I have nothing to fear, for I trust that Allah is all that I need. Fearlessly he faced the Pharaoh, pleading, let my people go. For you and I love the one who commands the moon, commands the sun. The prophet Moses stood firm and free. His faith took them towards the sea. He said, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah is enough for me. My Lord, open the way, our lives in your hands. Show us your mercy, you are all that we have. She lay alone, her baby born. How would she face the people's scorn? For she was chaste, not touched before by any man, her life so pure. The greatest woman that ever lived, Maryam held a miracle. She said, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah is enough for me. As we lay here alone, this gift given to me, a great messenger, oh my son you will be. He faced an army filled with hate. His only message was God is great. But all they did was drive him out. 1,000 strong that are in his life. Muhammad stood so few by his side. Eternal is the fear in the rest. He said, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is enough for me. Do not forsake us, O Lord. Make our hearts firm today. If this fear of us fail, who will call out your name? And Allah is called, send the angels to him. When he said, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. With all that I can do in the sky, there's nothing that can shake my faith. Cause Allah is all that anyone needs. Just say Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is enough for me. हम तेरे बिना अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा। हम तेरे बिना अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा। तुझसे जुदा अगर हो जाएंगे तो खुद से ही हो जाएंगे जुदा। अब तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो या रबी, बस तुम ही हो। चैन भी मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी बस तुम ही हो या रब्बी। तेरा मेरा रिश्ता है कैसा, एक पल दूर गवारा नहीं। मेरा सब शाम बस है तेरा, वक्त मेरा बस आपका है। कोई लम्हा मेरा ना हो तेरे बिना, हर सांस पे नाम तेरा। अब तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो या रबी, बस तुम ही हो। चैन भी मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी बस तुम ही हो। My Lord, you have come and seen me. I was lost and found now. You made love so easy. My Lord, keep me on the straight path. You're my one and only. बस तुम ही हो, तुम बस तुम या रब्बी, बस तुम ही हो। चैन भी मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी बस तुम ही हो।
Welcome back. I'm yours truly, Imam Safras Ghani, host of this weekly program titled Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment on this beautiful Friday morning, the very last Friday in the month of Dhul Hijjah, the 12th month on the Islamic calendar, and also the very last Friday in the year 1444 according to the Islamic calendar. Come next week, we'll be rolling over to the new year 1445. Well, on that note, we now get into our lecture segment. And like I mentioned before, this morning we'll be exploring the concept of an opportunity being the greatest gift in life. Now, there is a saying that states that in the abundance of water, only the fool is thirsty. Very simple saying, very basic saying, but it means that when opportunities are there for the taking, such opportunities which really and truly require no effort on our part, if even then we go wanting, and even then the opportunity evades us, then there is no other word to describe us as being a fool. Again, in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. And on that note, I want to share with you this particular anecdote, that there were two people traveling, and as they were traveling from one point to another, they happened to stumble upon a cave. On entering the cave, they realized that the cave was filled with jewels. They became overjoyed and happy that their fortunes have changed. We are now rich. As they were there basking in their happiness, the owner of the cave came around and he told them that all of the wealth you see here, all of the jewels you see here, belongs to me. So immediately the happiness went away and they became very despondent. So on seeing this, the owner of the cave said, fine, I'll give you until tomorrow morning to take whatever you want from this cave. This is the offer on the table. Come tomorrow morning when the sun rises. You have until then to take and accumulate and gather up whatever wealth you can take from this cave. So the first person immediately started collecting gems and jewels, filling them in his luggage, in his pockets, and so on and so forth. The other fellow went to sleep. He made his bed and he went to sleep. After a couple of hours, the one who was busy in accumulating all of the wealth, he said to his friend, what are you doing? Why are you sleeping? So his sleeping friend said to him, you know what, I still have time. Allow me to sleep. I'll wake up in the latter part of the night and then I'll collect whatever I can. But it so happened that a very powerful sleep overtook him, and his eyes only opened when the sun came up. So at the end of it all, two individuals, one with absolutely nothing because of his negligence, and the other, well, of course, he was very, very wealthy. He was able to use the opportunity given to him. Life is an opportunity. As we come to the end of another Islamic year, and next week as we roll over to the new year 1445, remember that every day given to you, every year given to you, and afforded to you by the Almighty is indeed a very, very great opportunity. And we must remember three very important points with regards to an opportunity. Number one, recognition and acknowledgement of the opportunity. Number two, planning and methodology. And number three, genuine and complete utilization of the opportunity. If you can recognize that an opportunity is before us, and we can acknowledge and accept that that opportunity is indeed afforded to us, and after recognizing that fact, if we can plan properly, we can put proper measures in place, we can have a proper plan chalked out moving forward, and finally, if we can genuinely and properly utilize that opportunity based on the plan that was made, only then can we capture and can we fully understand and grasp the gift that is an opportunity. But I want to leave you with this anecdote, finally. There was this young man, and as he was walking by a farm one day, he realized that the farmer had a very beautiful daughter. So he went to the farmer and he asked for the daughter's hand in marriage. The farmer said, fine, but I have a challenge for you. If you're able to become successful in that challenge, then you'll have my daughter's hand in marriage. So the young man, strong and healthy, he felt confident. He said, well, what is the challenge? So the farmer said, you go to the field and I have 3 bulls. I'll let them loose one after the next. The challenge is that you must hold on to the tail of one of the animals. If you can do like this, my daughter's hand is given to you in marriage. So the young gentleman, he felt confident because he's healthy, strong, he's muscular. So he stood there in the middle of the field, waiting for the first animal to come by. The gate flew open, the first animal ran out, a very strong, powerful bull, ferocious animal. The young man said, you know what, I think this animal is stronger than me. I'll let this animal go by. I'll catch the next one. So again, he stood there waiting for the second animal to come by. The gate flew open, and this time, a much more stronger animal came out, much more ferocious, longer horns. He said, no, this is not the animal for me. I think I'll wait for the last one. Finally, when the gate opens for the third time, a very meek, feeble, and weak animal came out. He said, yes, this is the animal I was waiting for. So he jumped forward. He got hold of the animal, but when he looked around, he realized that this animal was tailless. This animal had no tail. It was at that point that he realized that the opportunity had slipped from his grasp. Don't be like that individual. Acknowledge and recognize your opportunities. Put proper planning and methodology in place. And based on that plan, make genuine and complete efforts to use that opportunity to the maximum. A new year, a new day, a new week can either be a new chapter in your life, can either be a new verse in your story, or it can be just the same old story repeating itself again and again. And ultimately, you will get to write that story. The choice is yours. And in order to be successful in the new year or in a new week, it's important that you stay focused, develop a positive attitude, and be passionate with your dreams. Now, may Allah continue to bless us as we roll over to a new year. Now, may Allah bless us with happiness, prosperity, well-being, and may Almighty Allah continue to grant us opportunities to make better of ourselves and to make better of the world that we are living in. And on that note, as we are now coming to the end of the program for this morning, I want to take the opportunity to say a very special thank you going on to the sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of the Price Club Supermarket, located at Ramsaran Street in Chaguanas. Contact number 671-7777. Fortin Harbour Limited Wholesale Division, located at Frederick Settlement in Caroni. Phone number 662-1233, 678-0857. Adams Project Management and Construction Limited, located at number 66 Omera Industrial Estates out there in Arima. And of course, you can contact them on 645-8326, 663-9144. The Original Barbecue Hut Limited, located at number 85 to 89 Superior Road, Victoria Village, out there in San Fernando. Contact number 657-9429. And Absolute Investments Limited of Monroe Road in Canupia. I also want to take the opportunity as well to say a very special salam and greetings of peace going out to Sister Jacina Qadr Baksh from all there in Holland. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning. Mala Ramdio from all there in Arima, thank you so much for your message. Pleasant good morning as well going out to Sister Naz McCann. Assalamu alaikum, Jummah Mubarak to you and your family. Pleasant good morning going out to Judy Bihari from all there in Salazar Trace. Very, very good morning going out to Sherry Ann. Shawad Nanlal, pleasant good morning going out to you as well. Lou Randas, Sita Maharaj, Melissa Sipasad, thank you so much for your messages. I say a very special salam and greetings of peace going out to you and yours on this very special day. May the blessings of Almighty Allah be with you. It was an absolute pleasure to be in your company over the last hour or so. By all means, do catch me next week Friday from 5 a.m. for another segment of Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, and education and entertainment. I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Safraz Ghani, signing out for this morning. Until next week Friday, please do have an extremely blessed day. Stay safe and stay in the mercy of Almighty Allah. Much love and may the peace, blessings and mercies of Almighty Allah be with you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum. See, we work so hard
heart, sometimes forgetting about our hearts. What are we chasing for? We don't need more. I know the world is tough, but all we need to show is love. Everything will be fine. Now here's your sign. لا 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 نحتاج المال كي نزداد جمالا. جوهرنا هنا في القلب لا 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 نرضي الناس بما لا نرضاه لنا حالا. ذاك جمالنا جسمه يتعالى. كن أنت تزداد جمالا. كن أنت تزداد جمالا. لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله. Always be yourself, that is where you will find yourself. That is the key to the door for happiness and more. Always put your faith in your Lord, He will keep you safe. Don't ever feel no fear, He'll always be right here. لا 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 نحتاج المال كي نزداد جمالا. جوهرنا هنا في القلب لا 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 نرضي الناس بما لا نرضاه لنا حالا. ذاك جمالنا جسمه يتعالى. كن أنت تزداد جمالا. Loving yourself will set you free. You don't have to follow all the things you see. Be yourself and you will find happiness and peace of mind. Oh, we are not alone. We have كي نزداد جمالا. جوهرنا هنا في القلب لا لا لا